Monday. I did not see you last week because we just had way too much going on. I had a big family reunion at my house, and then the boys had a big party, and it was just a really busy week, and I'm very tired. I feel like you can hear it in my voice, but we are powering through. We are officially 2 weeks away from school starting, at least from teacher days, which we will start 2 days before the kids. So it is time to hop back in my classroom, do those last kind of finishing touches in there. I'm gonna see if they finished my rug. If they put that down, it's been a couple weeks since I've been in, so hopefully everything will be in there. I'm gonna take a look at my bulletin board and just kind of put those finishing touches so I can feel good to go, because in a couple days I'm going down to the Cape for 5 days, and then when I get back, it's basically like we have 6 days left before we need to get back into school mode. So that's my plan for today. I already grabbed Starbucks. I have a bag in the back with some stuff to bring in, and here we go. We'll see where today takes us. All right, my rug is cleaned and it is in, ready to go, which is exciting. What I did is I purchased these folders right here. We typically have 3 sets of folders. I have a writing folder and I have a catch-up folder, and this is going to be students' fluency folders. The fluency folders, I have them actually take home at the end of each year, so I have to repurchase. And then the catch-up folders and writing folders, I try to use year to year and replace as needed. So I did print out some labels I'm going to put on for those. As the year goes on, I can kind of show you what goes inside each of those folders, but for basics, we are going to have blending lines. These are from my phonics blending lines. We're going to have decodable poems, and we'll also have the Foundation's fluency passages, or decodable passages that we get each week, or each unit. There's 1 per unit. So those kind of get added to the fluency folder, and students, I have different times throughout the day where students actually go ahead and access those and read them with a partner or by themselves. So I'm gonna get those going. I'm also going to make a copy of this right here. I have the Meet the Teacher letter, which is going out in a couple days. So I'm going to pass along, this is just like a school supply list. We typically buy all our supplies for the kids already. So all they need to bring in is a pair of headphones for their iPads. And then I just have a little wish list on the bottom. So I'm gonna make copies of this so I can put it back in my bag to remember to take home, because I have to load up those envelopes and send them out in a few days. So yeah, let me do labels, make some copies, and I'll check in a little bit. Okay, finished labeling everything. I did my folders, and then I also got the labels for the supply kits, our pencil boxes. If you remember last time, I printed them on the wrong side, so I did that. The other things I brought in were some black erasers. People mentioned many great ideas because I had these in blue last year, and I told you, even though I had the sweetest children, they drew all over them and they're destroyed, but they worked really well. So people suggested the main thing people suggested were like black felt squares. And I don't have any felt on me, and it would have been easy, I understand. But instead, I just went with these. The other suggestion were black erasers, the same exact ones, but in black. So even if students happen to write on them, which they probably will again, you won't really be able to see it. So I ordered a bunch of these. I'm not actually putting anything in their supply kits yet except for the crayons, because on day one of school, we kind of go through their supply kit, each of the different supplies that they're going to get, how we use them, how we don't use them, and talk about expectations with it. So they'll get a eraser and a dry erase marker on that day. So the only thing that they do have once they come in are pencils, which I have to put in there actually. They'll have 2 pencils and they will have their crayons, because as soon as they come in the morning, they'll have a little coloring sheet with their name on it that they can complete. And then each other little thing, like the glue sticks, the scissors, the erasers, all that fun stuff, they will get that later. Another thing I brought in is my little bird feeder for the window. I'm not gonna go out and put it on today, but I will put it over on the windowsill so I remember to do it later. I also don't have bird seed yet, so I wanna kind of do it all at one time and put it on one of those windows back there to hopefully get some visitors. And hopefully it's not too distracting, but we'll find out about that. I also brought in this little charger here that I was hoping to use. I was gonna plug it into my computer throughout the year because my phone battery has been dying. It's just getting old. I know I can get new phone, but I thought this would help throughout the day. But I only have one USB port on my computer and I use it for my mouse. So I need to think of another option. What do you use? Do you just have I don't have a lot of plugs around me, so it's kind of hard. I was hoping to just use my computer, but if you have a good portable charger option or a charger that I can leave here at my desk or something, let me know down in the comments. But I need to come up with something new for this. All right, I think the last thing I'm going to do today is actually do my books. I had meant to do my books the last couple times and I just got too tired, but it is not too hot today, so I think I'm going to pull down the back to school book bin and the favorites book bin for this one over here and get those displayed, get them out and looking inviting over in the library corner. All right, we've got the book area complete. So here we have all of our back to school books, anything related to the first day jitters, first day of school, and then also some other ones like Recess Queen, we always read, Stand Tall Molly Lou Mellon, Officer Buckle and Gloria, Magical Yet, all those fun ones. And then the main ones that I'll be reading during that first week of school that we'll really talk about and do some activities will be School's First Day of School, Name Jar, We Don't Eat Our Classmates, A Letter from Your Teacher, Our Class as a Family, and First Day Jitters. I have 2 copies of that, so I also put one down here. And then the thing I changed this year is instead of putting out, I had said I'm going to put all the popular books, popular read-alouds by Jory John and Pigeon books and all that, but instead I actually took down one of my social emotional learning bins, because we also do a lot of these read alouds towards the beginning of the year. So we have things like learning to listen, sharing, being you and being proud of yourself and recognizing what you can do, growth mindset. This one is a little spot of teamwork, talking about our emotions. We do a lot of that towards the beginning of the year anyway. So I thought instead of the kind of more popular books that we're going to read aloud anyway, and I displayed 2 of them, I would switch it out with these. So I'm pretty happy with it. When kids come and read over here, they can either just sit on the rug. Like I said, we also make this a play space for math games and any other partner work, but then they can also take the little wobble cushions and disperse those around the room as they need to. But I think it's a nice, inviting little corner for kids to curl up and read. I was also thinking this year, I did like this. My goal last year was come read a book with us, and then I would have, I was gonna switch out books that I think students might like, but instead, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to say, come read a book with us. I'm gonna move that speech bubble kind of like over here above their head, and then I'm gonna take pictures of the kids reading during that first week of school, either reading with a partner or by themselves, and I'll put up little pictures here of them. I think that'll make it a little more special and more individualized for our classroom. So I'm gonna do that. I'll take those down and replace them. All right, since I still have a little bit of energy, I think the last thing I'm gonna do before I go is start to label some of those back there. I wanna see kind of how long that takes me. I had mentioned those are all my small group reading lessons. I have a whole video about what we do during small group. It looks like this right here, where I walk through what's inside each of those folders. But basically each folder is aligned to a decodable text. There's about 4 or 5 copies in there for the kids, and it's a full lesson of what we would do, the heart words we would teach, sounds we're going over, the skill that it's addressing. So that's going through all of that, but I used a bunch of random folders and they were not organized the way I wanted them to be. They were organized by Foundations unit, and we're likely getting rid of Foundations, or at least we might in the future, near future. So instead I got new folders, I have new labels, and I want to organize them by skill instead of Foundations unit. So I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll see how long it takes me or how long I last, and then I'll check in. All right, it is starting to get sweaty. My hair is starting to get frizzy, and I watched one full episode of Buying Beverly Hills on Netflix while I did the whole top row. So all of the books stayed exactly where they are, but instead of the labels saying like 1 or 2 based on the unit, I changed to review, sit, mat. So this is the whole review bucket for our first week when we were reviewing sounds and really just working on that blending of sounds together. Then we go into CVC, digraphs, what's this? The floss rule, and then we have glued sounds, am, and all. Eventually, once I get all of them done, I need to make sure that they all have enough room, and then I will label these too. So this will say review, CVC, digraphs, and so on. So I think I'm gonna be done for today. This didn't take too long, but I just don't wanna sit here for another, hour and finish it all up when I can do that another time, and this will get me all the way through October or more anyway. So yeah. Got a lot of little things done today. I'm going to go home and I'm going to send the Meet the Teacher letters as well as the little wish list letter, and my classroom is looking ready to go. We are heading down to the Cape in 2 days, and my plan is to come in tomorrow just for a little bit in the morning and share all about my WIN rotations and what WIN block looks like, what it is, and how I set it up in my classroom. I know a lot of other schools also have a WIN block, so you can kind of see how mine runs. People had asked about it when I was sharing how I run my literacy centers. So I will definitely share that with you tomorrow. And then my hope is to not come into school until our first teacher day. So we will see how that goes. But as we get closer to school, I will definitely take out my camera and share how the first day of school is going. If you want to know what I'm doing on the first day of school, I actually just sent out an email to my email list. I'm basically doing everything I did last year. So this video right here shares how I planned for my first day last year. And I actually recently rewatched it just to refresh my memory. It's funny how you like forget everything. I'm like, what did I do the first day? What did we do at school? You know, you get all nervous. You feel like you can't do it again, even though I've done it so many times before. So watching that video helped, and I'm basically keeping everything the same. So any switch ups that I do have, I'll share with you. But yeah, so check out that video and I will see you in the next one. As always, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you later. Bye.